What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about the transmission options for the K24 swap, specifically going rear wheel drive. I am by no means an expert, but I have been doing a little bit of research and we're going to show what I know in today's video. But without further ado, let's get into it. So since the K series is normally transversely mounted, it normally has a smaller, shorter transmission, but since we are going with a rear wheel drive version, there are a couple different options that you can go with in terms of transmission. So one of the options is using the original E30 rear wheel drive transmission, which is a Getrag 260. These ones can handle upwards of 400 or 500 horsepower. They have no issues. And they actually do pretty well. They're fairly cheap, easy to find. They come out of any E30, and they do pretty well. I've seen turbo versions handle, again, that 400-500 horsepower range, which is about where the TSX K24s max out at least the torque. They max out at 400 torque. So a Getrag 260 is going to be really good in terms of again, stock transmission, using that to the 400-500 horsepower range, and just keeping that as the base of the E30. Option number 2 is to use a ZF transmission, a 5-speed. These transmissions come in the 2.8 liter or above, so they are a little bit more expensive. They're sitting around like $1,000 range, if not more. I got a really good deal on mine, but I know that that's not always the case. So the ZF transmission is a good option because it can handle upwards of 800 horsepower, so you won't be limited by your transmission for the K series. So that is a very good option. It's what a lot of people end up going with. The ZF transmission is very, very stout. It holds a lot of power and it's extremely smooth. You guys can see it's a bit chunky, so it's a lot bigger than the Getrag. So we'll see how it will fit in the E30. Again, my ZF is out of a E36, so it's a regular 5-speed, and it looks overall in pretty good condition. I could use a rinse off, but other than that, it's solid. Your third option for transmissions is going to be a ZF 6-speed. This is going to be the smoothest of all the transmissions, and it's going to be like the best ratio in terms of, you know, having that extra 6-speed highway gear. It's going to be very nice, but it's also going to be the most expensive out of them. I believe that these are in the 330s, as well as the M3s of the E46. So it's going to be a bit of a newer transmission, and yeah, it's going to have the extra 6-speed for the highway gear, but they are a lot harder to find. The last good option on the market is going to be a CD09, which is out of a 350Z, 370. I don't know too much about this because I'm going with the ZF transmission, but that is the final option. They hold tons of power. It's going to handle everything that you can throw out of the K series, but it's going to be around that same $1,000 mark, and it's going to be able to handle all the horsepower. Those are the main swaps and the transmissions used for the rear wheel drive K series setup. They might have one for the Miata, but I'm not totally sure. I haven't done a crazy amount of research in terms of Miata swaps, but the main ones on the market are going to be for a ZF transmission, and that's going to be because they're the most plentiful, handle the most power, and kind of the cheapest and best way to go. Again, this is all my personal opinion, and again, there might be other transmissions that are used, but this is the main 4 that I know about. The reason why I'm not using my transmission for the E30 is because I have the 318IS, which is the M42, and they used a different transmission than the regular E30s, the 2.5 liter. So my transmission maxes out at 300 wheel horsepower or 300 torque. So that is specifically why I went with the ZF, because I'm going to be doing a turbo application. It won't hold the power. So I needed to upgrade the transmission. Otherwise it would have been the weak point and have broken as soon as I ripped the car. So with that being said, if you plan on doing a ZF transmission, these little guys, they are the synchroids that help line up the gears. And I believe that these wear out over time. So it's a good idea to replace them while the transmission is out. It is something that I believe that I'm going to do, even though like these look pretty fresh and they look like they might have been done before. I still want to do them just in case. Again, that's the big one for these transmissions. Otherwise, you can it'll lead to like misshifts and issues with that. So I would highly recommend doing these, and I will put a video out if I complete this job. But on BMW transmissions, it'll either say ZF or Getrag, and say the actual Getrag 240, Getrag 260. So I will need to modify my drive shaft to let this thing fit, but it should still fit. We'll end up mocking it up and everything. Let's not tip the transmission over. But the only thing that you need to do is cut out a little section of the starter when we put it and mount it to the K-Series, but we are naturally a little bit far away from that. So we are going to do that in the future, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling as we get parts. If you guys have any questions about the transmissions and what transmission you want to use, please let me know in the comments down below. I can try to help answer any questions that you guys might have. Again, I've done a little bit of research. I am by no means an expert, but I tried to do a little bit of research for you guys so that you don't have to. The two main companies that sell K-Swap parts are going to be K-Power Industries as well as TF Works, and both of those will be linked in the description down below. They make all of the adapter plates, and they are very good companies who have been used by many K-Series guys. I, for one, am very excited to get some of these parts in. I am working on getting stuff ordered right now, so I'm going to be doing it in a specific series and order that makes sense to me. So I will be getting parts in as needed to get ready for the K-Swap. Now with this series, I want to kind of document my learning of everything. I haven't been able to find a crazy amount of YouTubers that have done this and really dove into it, kind of explain everything for the E30 and for the K-Swap. So I'm going to do my best at explaining what I know, and hopefully you guys in the future can learn from me or teach me something. So we're just going to, put out information. If it's wrong, please inform me in the comments, and we can kind of talk about it and get more on the better page of things. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, as it does help me out a ton, and it shows me that you guys are enjoying the content and that you guys are excited for the E30 swap. I'm pumped for it. It should be a very, very good swap and engine, and it's going to be just a really fun time. So we're going to make that happen and get it all done. So until next time, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Have an amazing day. Peace.